Salutations! Now before we get to the obvious reason that you clicked on this video, let me just give y'all a little bit of a backstory to how we ended up here. Now, get ready, because it's a long ride. Trust me. Now the movie opens up in the future where we see these two running away from what I would guess the cops, and they get backed up into a corner, and this dude comes out of this ship in the worst CGI that I've ever laid my eyes upon. And instead of killing them, he says, you know what? I'm gonna use y'all.
What do you mean by that?
And he sends them and a bunch of others on an extermination mission where they have to, and I quote, kill bugs on Mars. I'm not even joking.
Wanna play? 39 days in this camp. Body needs a workout.
Now I have one valuable question. Who the fuck is this nigga? This man talking like he from the UK and NYC at the same damn time. I don't know what rep you're presenting, but please, we do not need this in the hood.
Nuke the whole generation. If it were up to me, I would drop an atomic bomb on the whole generation.
And as much as I wanted to hate, not only do you have one of the coldest names possible, Jin, they actually started to throw some elite hands, just parries and deflections. I'm like, oh, okay, Jin. I was really not familiar with your game, but please, never speak English again. And we get introduced to the rest of the crew with this one dude reading a book talking about some freedom is not a thing. It is only shut your ass up, bro. Nobody gives a damn. And one of these guys walk towards this lady who is clearly sleeping, and this man looks at her nails, wakes her up, and does the most harassment thing I have ever laid my eyes upon. This man puts her whole fingers in his mouth. Now, I don't know about y'all, but as far as I know, nigga, that's rape.
You can't fuck that lad, dog. Get out of here.
And she's trying to get comfort and confirmation from the other female of the crew members, and instead of helping her, she really talking about some, oh, come on, bruh, it's just gonna toughen you up, nigga. And while they're walking away, these niggas are really looking at their booties like, bro, this entire movie is just freaked out at this point. We're not even 2 minutes into the vid. But as we can see, this is just a group of criminals and non-law abiding citizens. So expecting this team to ever work was your biggest mistake that you could have ever done in your life. This is literally trying to get EDP and Diddy to work on the same team. Bro, EDP is literally trying to get rid of the competition. It's not gonna work. This man really talking about some we gotta protect the kids. Nigga, from you!
Nuke the whole generation. If it were up to me, I would drop an atomic bomb.
But they finally land on Mars, split up into teams of 2 and taking different directions to look for the bugs. And we cut over to these two looking around near the device that they send that is supposed to kill these little cockroaches, but when they look over, they see nothing. But while he was walking, he turns the corner and... Now this is a genuine question that I really need an answer to. What the fuck is that, my nigga? And he grabs Ogle while they're trying to hide, and one of them turns around and get this ugly nigga on my screen. And as much as I want to hate them and how ugly that they are, there's just one thing that I can't deny. They got one of the hardest lines up I have ever seen. You gotta give me your barber's details, because who is doing this? But while I was glazing their hairline for no reason, we go back over to these two and they meet up with one of the cockroaches. And I'm not gonna lie, the questions that they're asking is not a valid one at all, because for me, if I saw this in real life, the first thing I would ask is that a bug, nigga? 6 foot black, crisp lineup and a chain? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, slime me out, gang, ain't no way. And this thing starts to slowly approach them, with this man really talking about some, hi there.
What did he say?
You gotta be one of the stupidest specimens that I have ever laid my eyes upon. Nigga, ain't you Asian? You're supposed to be smarter than the average nigga. And before y'all call me racist, bruv, that's a compliment if anything else. Really backdoored your girl, got her in the most craziest position I have ever seen, and you couldn't even do anything about it. And after that, bro really tried to stand his ground, talking about some, why would you do such a thing? And cockroach nigga really didn't even care. He really just had to flex his chain and walk away. I respect it. Come back here. And these other two arrive and immediately tell him that, hey, they got the other girl too. And the way they killed her gotta be classified as grape. Because look! Got this man's nuts in the screen talking about some I'm a time fiend. Nigga, that's grape.
You can't fuck that lad, dog.
But they managed to take old girl back to the ship, and I don't know if she's getting treated, but they literally left her in this room. I don't know if she's dead or she's alive. We finna see at the end of the movie, I guess. But the others arrive and they start to complain about what the hell those things are, and they did not sign up for this. They thought they were fighting some little ass cockroaches, not some big niggas. But we learn that these are actually cockroaches that were sent here 500 years ago, and they really thought that they would die, but apparently they survived even through radiation and extreme temperatures. And these cockroaches have obviously gone through a huge evolution, and they are called terraformars. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. And obviously, being a normal person, they were not gonna win that fight, so they give them these things that basically are going to transform them into bugs or superpower. Give them superpowers, whichever one. And while they were talking, one of the terraformers start to approach the ship, and this dude right over here goes out to fight it. And I was really ready to glaze this man to infinity, but the crew members literally did my job for me. They were really talking about some, he's the unkillable, godly, he's one cockroach, he got this, like, get off his meat, little bro.
Shaboing boing, get the dick out your mouth, dummy.
But he starts to have a standoff with this thing, injects himself and starts to transform, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know what he is. A beetle? Hey, don't even ask me, bruh. But they start to fight and really started to go crazy. This man even hitting a spin move. I said spin move. But blocks that and swings his body to the side. And when my boy lands on his feet, this thing really tried to come in with a bear hug, but he knees it right in the chin. And after that, he immediately started to hit it with some crazy leg combos. He said 1, 2, 3, okay. But I'm not even kidding when I say this. This thing spits out its tooth. They have teeth? Yeah, like I said in the beginning, bro, slime me out, gang, ain't no way. And this man starts to burn the cockroach. Yes, burn the cockroach. One of the most satisfying yet despicable things you could ever do as a human being. And just when bro thought he actually won, it gets back up and it starts walking towards him, aura farming, and bro tries to pull out a blade, but this thing flash steps right in front of his face, looks him dead in his eyes, and gut checks him. And this is not even a joke, not even a pun, not even a punchline. The very next scene, this thing is on the glass, legs spread, looking them dead in their eyes. And they just witnessed their homeboy get gut checked, and they really talking about some, we got this. Nigga! Y'all not even gonna check on your homeboy if he's good? Yeah, bro, these are some of the worst teammates I have ever seen. They really said the show must still go on. We do not care about you. Damn. And it starts bashing its head on the glass repeatedly, knowing damn well it's not gonna work. Or so we thought. Because yes, it breaks through and chops both of their heads. This thing by itself basically caught 3 bodies, and this dude right over here stops my boy from transforming and says, hey, I got this, watch how I fight. Nigga, who are you? Y'all told me to trust Lee, and Lee got bodied, and 2 of them were literally talking the most and got bodied, and you're out here talking and think you're not gonna get bodied? Yeah, alright, gang. But hey, I guess I was wrong, because the next scene, this man transforms into an ant and bodied it in 2 seconds. Like, I'm not even kidding, 2 seconds flat, bodied that nigga. But all this tells me is that this man could have done this the entire time, but sent Lee to his demise for no reason. This man could have really ended the fight in 2 seconds, but really decided to aura farm and let someone else die. But they look on the radar and see that a bunch, and I mean a bunch of them are standing outside. They really said, come outside, bro. We not finna jump you, nigga. And a bunch of them start to crawl on top of the ship, heading towards the open window. And my boy over here transforms and takes 3 of them out before skadoodling away. But the others got on the vehicle, managing to escape because of this guy's powers. I don't even know what it is. Please do not ask me. This is just disgusting. And these 2 stayed back at the ship to trap these cockroaches. Literally closed everything and took out the oxygen for all of them to die, including us. Nobody surviving. But while they were driving, they look in the distance and see something, and it looks like a huge wave. And yes, it is a wave of bugs. And they do manage to drive through it. Yes, people, they managed to drive through a huge wave of cockroaches. But guess what? It gets better. A second wave comes. But these 2 girls inject themselves and head outside to protect old dude from getting hurt from these wave bugs again. putting up their shields and preparing for the worst. And even though they did manage to make it through, they took a significant amount of damage, with the car even flipping over multiple times. And the car goes into automatic autopilot and leaves them behind. And they start to get up with these things literally standing there menacingly. And this thing gets in front of her face and said, "Chop!" Cutting their head off. And the other one stomps on the girl's head. But the others managed to make it to Bugs 1, which is basically their way of escaping. But this drone comes out of nowhere and it is obviously stalking them. I don't even have to say it. But while they were inside trying to get everything to work, we pan over to the outside and these two got shot. And yes, they got shot by the bugs. And I'm not gonna hold you, bruh. This is becoming really kind of racist because there is no way. And it keeps getting worse. Yes, it keeps getting worse. Because this dude who literally sent them to their demise is on a call with one of the bugs.
Nuke the whole generation. If it were up to me, I would drop an atomic bomb on the whole generation.
I don't even know what to say at this point, bro. This is just an acid trip at this point. But we head back over to my boy and he injects himself and it turns into...
Sit down, big fella.
a hornet. And say what you want, this is the best one so far out of all of them. And it really shows when my boy started to go crazy out here dodging bullets, hitting spin moves and gut checking a bunch of them like, okay, I don't even know your name. Jin also transforms, turning himself into a locust. I think that's what it's called. And he also started to go crazy. I'm not even gonna hold you, out here jumping from one to the other, decapitating their heads off. But the other girl also transforms, turning herself into a praying mantis. And I expected nothing but the best from these trio. Best out of all of them, I'm not gonna lie. And they do manage to defeat them, but they look in the distance and see pyramids. I don't know, bro. Don't ask me. I don't know why y'all keep asking me like I'm supposed to know everything. But if you can use your brain, you can put two and two together that these guys were obviously sacrificed just for the love of the game, sent here just because. But we go over to these two that are in the ship trying to escape, and they see an egg starting to hatch. Even though it's a little too soon. And yay, it's twins, guys. This is a horrible movie, and who the hell recommended me this? And she injects herself, stabs both of them right by their ear, trying to control them. But they both look at her, smile with this devious smirk, and stab her right through her gut. And the ship starts to take off. And these two start to scream for dear life. And the worst possible thing starts to happen. Grow wings and start to fly, nigga, I. And they all start to crawl their way into the ship. Dog, why? And it stops mid-air and starts to fall right towards the ground. And they land, standing off against the best trio of the entire movie. And they all start running at them, with them injecting themselves in. This is about to be crazy. And the first person we really gotta talk about is Jin, because my boy really stared him dead in his eyes and said, "Get over here," and cuts one of them in half with only his leg. You can't tell me he's not the GOAT. But we pan over to the main character and he stands off against one of the bugs, heads straight towards it, but this thing hits him with a left, right, got that man dizzy. And this girl tries to backdoor one of them but gets caught, rips off her arm and decapitates her head. And what makes it worse, my boy Jin was really ready to get in them cheeks. Y'all are devious for this. And Jin got so mad that this man literally injects himself for a second time. And bro did all that aura farming just to get the wind knocked out of him. Like, bro, come on now. And my boy does the same, injecting himself a second time, runs in and punches that thing right in the face. And these two took one look at each other like they're Goku and Vegeta, Izuku and Bakugo, and said, you already know what to do. And they started to go crazy. I'm like, yo! But Jin injects himself for a third time and grows wings. I am terrified of these type of bugs. But this man Jin done lost his mind because he really injected himself multiple. I lost count. That's how many times he injected himself, bruv. And just when it looked like all hope was lost, that there was nothing else that they could do. Nigga, is that Mothra? Yeah, bro. Straight copyright.